Welcome in to Las Vegas, Nevada. Sin City is our site for this awesome contest between these two 1-0 teams. The hometown Las Vegas Fury playing host to the Baltimore Vultures. Welcome to Silver State Stadium. My name is Eric Vincent alongside Levant Mercer, and we have Max on stats tonight. What's going on today, man?
It is looking great. Both of these teams have upset the favorites in last week's matchup, but now they come poised to ace off here.
As we get a look at the rosters here for each team, we're going to head down to the coin toss, see how this thing shapes out. Baltimore wearing the all-white uniforms today. They will go ahead and receive the, though it looks like they'll kick the opening kickoff. Got ahead of myself. And we will pause 10 seconds for station identification. And here we go, live back on the field. Las Vegas going to receive the opening kick after Baltimore has deferred. The Vultures have the ball teed up, as Shark Tarkington will kick it away to the Fury. Fielded from just inside the 10-yard line at about the 5, Max Jackson is going to bring the ball up, and he will bring it up to the 28-yard line, where he will be dragged down, and that is where the Fury will take over. Led by quarterback Thomas Rahman, coming out for his second season in the SFL. What do you expect from this offense coming forward, Levant?
Well, I'm going to expect to see a lot of Robert Redford, but they are seeming to be in a passing play.
Three wide receivers towards the bottom of the screen. Rahman's going to throw to start things off. Short pass over the middle of the field, and that is caught. Brett Funk with the catch, also in his second season. And that'll be a gain of 3 on that play.
I expect to see out of Las Vegas now is to spread the field a bit wide, so Robert Redford has a lot more field to be running through.
Rahman's going to be under center. Robert Redford, the single back. Rahman's going to throw. He's got time. Pocket collapsing. Throws it to the right. He's got his man. And that's caught for a first down out across the 40-yard line out to the 42, where they will move the sticks. Four wide receivers this time for Rahman to work with. 2 on either side. Rahman's going to throw. He throws it quickly over to the near sideline where it is caught. John Blades with his first catch. Actually, they will mark it as an incompletion. It's second down coming up.
I find it particularly interesting that they're going at Baltimore's secondary so far with all these passes.
And we have our first challenge of the ball game here. It's going to be our Harry's close call, close save, close shave, close call challenge. Excuse me. As we get another look here, Levant, what do you think?
Let's see. He has his 1 foot in. That's all you need here.
Let's see what the ref says.
The pass has been ruled complete. The catch was made prior to going out of bounds.
So the calling on the field overturned, so it was a catch. Still going to be second down, but it'll be a gain of about probably 5 or so on that play. As we get a look at the Harry's promo code there, I'll go ahead and give you a little ad read real quick after this play from Harry's. So a 2nd and 3 from the 49. Pro set. Turnaround handoff to Robert Redford, who goes absolutely nowhere. He gets absolutely destroyed at the line of scrimmage. From shape sets to handles, Harry's provides quality craftsmanship made in Germany. We make Harry's products from the finest materials and ingredients to ensure they perform as well as they possibly can. Use the coupon code SIMULATIONFL at purchase from harrys.com. Portion of your purchase supports the SFL, Harry's official razor of the SFL. Offset I formation on this 3rd and 3 for Las Vegas. Rahman's going to throw, pump fake, throws it to the near sideline, tipped and incomplete. And I don't know why they're picking on these corners so much here. These are great corners for Baltimore, Levant.
It's a bit of a risk. Right here, he just threw it straight at Hendricks Thornberry, and that usually goes the other way.
So a good defensive possession to start things off for the Baltimore Vultures as they will get the punt here. Dustin McRack, the punter for Las Vegas. He comes on for the first time tonight. Fair catch called for by Daley Holder right at the 10-yard line. They'll actually mark him down at the 11, where we will see Mike Dazzo come out now. His 7th season in the SFL, second with this reiteration here in Baltimore. What do we expect from the Baltimore Vultures tonight?
We're going to be expecting a very balanced offense. So you have Dazzo, who's one of the best quarterbacks this league has ever seen, throwing to Warfield and Holder. They have a new tight end in Lee Weber.
And we've got our first flag of the game as well as Mike Dazzo goes down in a hurry. We'll have to see what the flag is, though. Oh, the infamous clipping is back. Our MeUndies laundry on the field is a clipping call against the Vultures. And they will be moved back even further there. It looks like Vincent was the guilty party on the play.
That's one of the strengths of the Fury there. They are one of the few teams that do invest in their punter, and right now this is some terrible field position for Baltimore to deal with.
Now backed up on their own 3-yard line, 1st and 18 for Dazzo and company. And Dazzo's going to throw. Gutsy call here as he throws it over the middle of the field, and that is caught for a short 4-yard gain. MeUndies are the world's most comfortable underwear. Visit MeUndies.com/simulationFL for 15% off your purchase, which will help support the SFL through our partnership. Give the gift of comfort with a 100% satisfaction guarantee, free shipping, and returns. Signature soft and stretchy MeUndies. Now 2nd and 14. T-Roy Gaines gets his first handoff here as he goes right up the middle for only a yard on the play, so a 3rd and forever coming up here for the Vultures.
One of the things I was going to say about the Baltimore offense is they like to employ a more balanced approach. They have a lot of pieces that go in the air, but T-Roy Gaines is one of the better running backs in this league.
Obvious passing situation as Dazzo takes a short drop, quick throw over to the far sideline. Daley Holder with his first catch, and he will make it out to the 16-yard line where it'll still be 4th down and Baltimore will have to punt.
That right there, you got to give credit to Las Vegas' special teams for that. Quite honestly, it was the poor field position that made it real difficult for Baltimore to ever really get out of there.
So a quick 3 and out for Baltimore, and the punt is blocked! It's blocked and it's falling towards the near sideline. Dived upon is the Baltimore Vultures. They recover the punt, but it's going to be down at the 10-yard line, so great field position for the Las Vegas Fury.
And once again, it's just a wonderful play by special teams. You know, it used to be said that it's 1/3 of your whole team. And right there, it's really paying dividends for Las Vegas. So now they have wonderful field position and poised to take this on.
Man, what a difference a possession makes. Baltimore is reeling, jumping off sides there on the play. So it's free play for Las Vegas, since they will probably accept the penalty, since Robert Redford did not go farther than 5 yards.
Neutral zone infraction, number 62. Defense, not
So Max Jackson's on the other team. Jackson, the one of the defensive ends, Miles Jackson there, able to jump off sides as we get another look at the MeUndies website there to go ahead and get 15% off. Be sure to take a look at that. Pro set now for Rahman. First and 5. Rahman's going to throw far sideline. He's got Brett Funk, and he's going to be just shy of the first down marker. They'll mark him out at the 2-yard line. 2nd and 1 coming up.
And just trying to spread the field there. Just couldn't get by the pylon. Just needs to reach the ball out and just reach for that end zone. Just couldn't do it there.
Thomas Rahman, the quarterback, Robert Redford at running back, Brett Funk and John Blades, the wide receivers for the Vegas Fury, as we get a look at 2nd and 1 from the 2. 2 backs behind Rahman. Rahman hands it off to Redford, who goes absolutely nowhere. This Baltimore defense ready for it as we go over them quickly here. Joe Dazzo at outside linebacker. Amon Takes in his 2nd season at inside linebacker. Kaz McFly, Hendricks, Wild, Thornberry, and Tony Willis and Giovanni Bolt all in the secondary. 3rd and short. Rahman takes the snap and will throw. He's got time, throws it towards the back of the end zone, and it's a touchdown. But we have more MeUndies laundry on the field, as we'll have to see what this penalty flag is about. And it is a late hit called on one of the members of the secondary for Baltimore. That was Wild Thornberry. But the touchdown will stand, and Vegas is on the board.
It's one of these things right here that Funk is known for. He's able to get separation. He's the bigger man, much larger than Thornberry. Was able to reach out and just absolutely dominate him.
Snap is good, up and away and through. Brett Funk with 5 catches, 51 yards, and a touchdown in the victory last week over the Sioux Falls Sparrows. Certainly picking up from where he left off today as he is on the board for his Fury. So a 7-0 ball game as we tick just inside of 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Matt Rage has the ball on the tee for the Fury, and he will kick it away to the Vultures for their 2nd possession. Did not have a good start as their punt was blocked, trying to get out of their own end zone. We have more MeUndies laundry on the field. We'll have to get a look at what this flag is all about. And so holding going against Baltimore. A rough start for Baltimore tonight, Levant.
It just seems like the discipline that they showed in the Alaska game so far is just not showing up today. They're being pushed back. They're being, a little shell-shocked by all the things that have happened to them so far. The weird field position, the block punt, it's all going awry, but I'm sure they can come back in this.
Let's see if they can. Dazzo's in the gun. He's got 5 wideouts. He's going to throw deep to start things off. Far sideline, it's caught. Going the other way is Bishop Warfield, the undrafted rookie, as he's dragged down on the 27-yard line of Las Vegas, and that was a huge play to get the Vultures going in the right direction.
That right there is just when he was left one-on-one with Merrick Itera there, and he just went for the ball. He thought he had it, and he didn't. There he was, gone. Warfield just absolutely outdone him right there. Absolutely. Without Max Jackson coming over to the system there, that was pretty much going to go for a long touchdown.
Yeah, the corner had no help over the top there, so it was one-on-one coverage. Bishop Warfield, the undrafted rookie, like I said, just completely torching him there. A little bit of a rainbow pass to T-Roy Gaines, who rumbles forward for a good 7-yard gain. That was certainly more than I thought he was going to get out of that pass, Levant.
Well, sometimes you just got to stay with your blockers, and that's what he did there. Saw that the play was about to develop poorly, but he did have his blockers in front of him and made something out of it. That's just the type of intelligence T-Roy Gaines has.
Offset I formation. T-Roy with another handoff, first down yardage and more as he gets across the 15-yard line and into the SFL red zone.
right now is just they're seemingly protecting so much over the pass that they just forget that they still need to defend against Gaines. Right there, just an easy run for him.
Bishop Warfield and Lee Weber, the two undrafted rookies on this squad. Daley Holder, the other wide receiver on the squad, as T-Roy gets another handoff, and Gaines will make it out to the 10-yard line for a good 5-yard gain on first down.
At that time, Las Vegas overcommitted to the weak side of the field. They went to their strong side, which wasn't anymore because there wasn't any defensive cover. They read the hack count perfectly, and T-Roy made a great gain.
I formation this time for Dazzo and company. We'll see if they run. No, this time a pass, and he's going down. Incomplete as he was hit as he's thrown. Mike Johnson, the defensive tackle, getting in there, all 6'7", 320 of them.
He just rounded the center who had no help from his guards there. And you know, Fats against a single center, he's just going to eat him up, and the quarterback too.
Abner St. John, the newcomer on this squad, coming over from San Francisco. Merrick Itera and Thomas Rahman Jr. at corners. Anthony Wayo and Max Jackson are your safeties for this Fury defense. 3rd and 5 now for Dazzo. Dazzo's got a man towards the far sidelines. Daley Holder as he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Baltimore.
All right there, they just found the soft spot in the zone right there. They were playing cover 2. Nobody was covering the flat, and that was it. He just hit a quick out here. Just look at it again. Zip. Once he realized there was no cover in the flat there, he knew he was going to outrun his man and go in for the score.
So Baltimore has definitely recovered nicely since getting a blocked punt, which set Vegas up with beautiful field position for their first score. Shark Tarkington, the kicker here for Baltimore, he lines up for the extra point. Good snap. Kick is up and on the way and through. So we have a tie ball game, 7-7 here in Las Vegas as Daley Holder ties it up here on his touchdown pass from Mike Dazzo.
Just going over that drive again, it just seems like the mix of plays, it just seemed like Las Vegas was always looking for something else than what Baltimore was giving them, and that just led to their score.
We get a look at the sponsors rolling across the screen. Max Jackson with a good, he's a dangerous return, man. He's got a decent return out to the 27-yard line of Las Vegas. So another start here for Thomas Rahman and company as they come back out onto the field. Definitely a little pass heavy, not a whole lot of action for Robert Redford to start things off.
Well, sometimes you understand that the defense is going to be looking for them, so you understand that and you play against your strength sometimes just to catch the defense off guard.
Offset I formation for Rahman. Rahman with a quick screen over to Redford. Redford being read the whole way as Amon Takes comes over from his linebacker spot to make the tackle there.
A very rangy linebacker. You know, Amon Takes can actually even play in coverage, but what he really loves to do is try to get after either the quarterback or the ball carrier there. And you saw he came from one side of the field to the other to get Redford there.
In the gun this time for Rahman. 2 backs. Rahman will throw. QB sneak, and it was read the whole way. Great job by Baltimore's defense as they come in there and make the stop. Joe Dazzo, the veteran linebacker, coming in for a sack.
I just don't understand why they would try to run the RPO there. I'm not really considering Rahman that much of a runner. And, you know, they tried to catch him off guard, but just couldn't get anywhere.
So now in an obvious passing situation, empty set here for Rahman. 5 wideouts. Quickly thrown towards the far sideline. He's got Funk, but it's well short of the first down marker, so Vegas will have to punt.
I think this whole drive was just capitulated. But well, let's look at Funk here. He got his feet inside. Just these quick outs kill these corners sometimes. Thornberry once again seems to be getting beat by Funk every time they're paired up. But to go to the point I really wanted to talk about, it seems like this drive was just capitulated with that quarterback sneak failing miserably for them.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. That was the turning point of this drive here as McRack punting the ball away again. Fielded by Holder at about the 25. He gets about 4 yards out to the 29-yard line. 2:11 left in this opening quarter. We've had a lot of fireworks going on tonight, which is definitely good news for anybody watching out there in the chat.
It's always great to have great games go on, especially when other league seasons are going to an end and they really need something to watch. We're glad to provide it for them.
Shotgun formation. T-Roy Gaines, sidecar right for Dazzo. Dazzo in trouble. He's hit as he's going down. Sacked on the play by the secondary. Kevin Lomax coming in and getting a sack.
There's just something called a lightning blitz there. Sometimes that lightning guy is designated as the safety. This time it was the corner and came on a blitz. And you saw that Fats was coming in too.
I was going to say the same thing. You saw Fats was just on his heels there. If he didn't get that sack, you know Fats was going to get him.
So that whole play was busted up. A great job by the defensive line, shifting over, pushing the offensive line just enough so the lightning blitz can get through.
Dazzo's going to throw. He's in trouble again. Throws it far sideline. Caught again by Warfield as he gets about maybe 6 on that play as he makes it out to the 32-yard line. Still 3rd and 7 to go for the Vultures.
Las Vegas looking really aggressive out there on defense. I just saw some guy pre-play, not even know where he was supposed to really stay. And they're just really active on defense, really active on special teams as well.
It's getting loud in the stadium here. Dazzo, quick throw going deep, and he's got his man, Daly Holder, rushing down the sideline. Beats one tackle, cannot beat the other, as he is dragged down inside the 10 to the 9.
Here you have Las Vegas trying to cover everything underneath, and there was just no cover for Holder here. Just let him go. You got to do a better job of tackling there. If you're leaving your much lighter corner to make up for what the safety's supposed to do there, and luckily he made it in time, but still, you can't be doing that.
That was the 12th overall pick. Thomas Rahman Jr. getting burned on that play, eventually making the tackle as T-Roy Gaines gets another handoff here, dragging tacklers down to the 3-yard line. 2nd and goal coming up for the Vultures.
This is when the playbook starts to open up for Baltimore. You know that they have great options at receiver and tight end. And, you know, T-Roy can also just punch right through. Las Vegas has really got to get some pressure in there.
They're stacking the box on this play here as Dazzo's going to throw. Quickly throws it towards the back of the end zone. Incomplete. That was the rookie again, Rahman Jr., looking for his interception as he tips it away.
He's really got to come down with that. But, you know, I can't say anything.
I was about to say, you play defense also, right?
Oh, man.
3rd and goal now from the 3-yard line. I formation this time for the Vultures. It's getting loud in this place. Dazzo's going to throw. Dazzo's in trouble, and he goes down again.
This is the type of pressure I'm talking about that they needed to get.
End of the first quarter, and what a first quarter it's been. 7-7 tie here in Las Vegas. You're watching the SFL on YouTube, presented by APM Music. Shark Tarkington now lining up for a 27-yard field goal to open up the second quarter of play. Snap is good. Kick up and away. It is through from 26. Baltimore has taken their first lead of the ball game. 10-7 your score.
You really got to give it up to the Las Vegas defense at the end of that drive. They bent a little, but they didn't break. They let up a big play, but it didn't go for any more than 3 in the end. So that was a great recovery by them.
And Tarkington boots it away to Vegas. Fielded inside the 5 is Max Jackson, going right up the middle of the field. Tackled down at the 29-yard line. So that was a busy first quarter of action there, Levon. We got a blocked punt. We've got sacks everywhere. We've got MeUndies laundry on the field left and right. But here we are, second quarter of action, and it's looking pretty exciting so far.
Well, you had expected that considering the teams these two teams have beaten last week. None are going to come out strong.
Absolutely. Both teams with impressive victories as the Vultures knocked off the defending two-time champion Alaska Storm, as Templar could not quite reel that ball in. It'll be second down coming up for Vegas.
You have to understand that last season Sioux Falls was Las Vegas's bogey team, and they finally got one over them last week.
Absolutely shut them out in the second half and preserved a 3-point victory. So both these teams coming into week 2 1-0. We'll see which one ends up being 2-0 by the end of the night. Second and 10 for Rahman. Quick throw over the middle of the field. That's caught. Takes with the tackle there. Looks like that was Chris Knight out there with the reception as well. All 5'10", 186 of them.
So you have a Knight and you have a Templar. I wonder what's the theme here.
I can only guess. Your guess is as good as mine, friend. And off now to Robert Redford, who gets the first down yardage and more out to the 41-yard line.
Well, that's what Redford is good for. When it comes to third down situations, you need those 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Well, you have the Tasmanian Devil behind there in Robert Redford, making sure he can get through.
So first and 10 now from the 41. Rahman in the gun. Rahman's going to do that QB sneak again. I'm not sure why they have that in the playbook, and another sack. This Vultures team has gotten a couple different sacks tonight as Joe Dazzo gets in there and makes the sack.
Now, it's those newfangled RPOs teams all across every league wants to try, and sometimes they just don't work, and that right there is just another example of why it didn't work.
Quick handoff to Redford, and Redford able to scoot forward for just a few yards there as he's taken down by Amon Takes along with Tony Willis. Able to make something out of nothing on that play.
And sometimes getting back to the line of scrimmage or gaining back lost yardage is all you can do sometimes.
So now a 3rd and long. Rahman's going to be under center, 4 wideouts. Rahman with a short drop. He throws it right over the middle, and he had room to run, but he dropped it. Marion Cobretti with the drop there, and that brings up 4th down for Vegas.
Well, sometimes you make a mistake on offense like you would on defense where you try to play something else. Like in this case, he tried to run with it before he caught it. Or sometimes you try to play the ball instead of receiver. And this time he tried to, run before he caught it, and that's what happened there.
So McRack again with another punt. Baltimore setting up the return for Daley Holder. Holder running forward for about 3 or 4 yards, and he's tackled at the 22-yard line. Baltimore's going to come back out, and we'll see what they can do now after adding a field goal on their last drive. Big plays in the passing game after they got their feet underneath them.
They just need to keep doing what they are doing and just try to mix some new things up in the red zone.
So 1st and 10 now, offset I formation. Dazzo's under center. He'll turn around and hand it off to Gaines. Gaines lowering the shoulder and bringing it forward out to the 30-yard line for a gain of 8.
We heard that all the way up here. Gaines just lowering the boom, giving him just an extreme amount of damage on that play there.
That's a big boy, too. 6'2", 240. You don't want to mess around with him. Speedy also, as he's going to get another handoff here. Gaines in trouble in the backfield, able to get maybe 1.5 yards as we get a look at his numbers. They're already 26 yards on the ground.
Seems like they're going to start relying on him more, trying to soften up the Las Vegas defense for another deep pass eventually.
3rd and inches. It's like a little bit of a full house formation here. Handoff again to T-Roy, and he's got room on the near sideline, galloping forward out to about midfield as he gets knocked out of bounds at the 48.
This might not be what the play is called, but this is a jet sweep, and right there, once again, just absolutely doing his best Robert Redford impression and just crushing his defense so far.
That's true. Redford has a pretty nasty stiff arm himself, but T-Roy just throwing bodies around to start things off here in the second quarter. Dazzo's going to loft it over the middle, intended for his tight end, the undrafted rookie Lee Weber. It falls incomplete, though.
That right there is a play made primarily by Anthony Wild. Just look at him. It absolutely decks this receiver. If he doesn't hit the jar the ball loose, that's a completion. Look at this again.
It really was a great pass. Absolutely.
Yes. If he does not hit the ball out, that is going to be a completion 9 times out of 10. That time was the one that it didn't make it.
And Wyo got beat on that play as well, so racing back to hit him, jarring the ball loose, that was exactly what they needed on defense in order to force the incompletion. Dazzo changing things up, high formation. T-Roy's going to get another handoff. He's bottled up at the line of scrimmage and will go down after a gain of maybe 6 inches.
Well, that play is predominantly made here by Fats Johnson. He's dominating the line of scrimmage. He's making it hard to guard him, and that time he had nowhere to run. The line had to pinch on him.
3rd and 9 now for Dazzo. Dazzo's going to throw deep over the middle. Tipped in, incomplete. Wyo with the first tip, and then Merrick Itera had his mitts on it as well. Couldn't quite reel in the pick, and Baltimore's going to have to punt.
That just seems to be a theme sometimes, that they just don't come up with the interception at the end. But, you know, they're getting the ball back anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Pablo Gates, the punter for Baltimore, as he lines up for this kick. Baltimore with a slim 3-point lead here in the second quarter. Vegas coming up to the punt, and it's blocked again! 2 blocked punts in one game by one team. Are you absolutely kidding me? And Vegas is going to have decent field position at the 35.
Now, I've been telling you this whole time. That right there has been the catalyst of this team so far. It's been their special teams aggressivity.
And those 2 blocks have been our Everscroll blocks of the game, as Thomas Rahman changing things up at the line of scrimmage, given great field position as Robert Redford lowers the shoulder a couple times as he rumbles into the end zone for a touchdown.
Just trying to show T-Roy Gaines up here. You want to try to be me? No one is Robert Redford but Robert Redford. Get the bird active. Praise Firebird. Praise Firebird right here. Bow, bow. Woo. Let's go.
Ooh,
Let's go.
That ref didn't even know what was going on. Did you see him? He was just watching like, I don't want any part of you, man. I don't want any part of you. It's cool. You go ahead. Unbelievable run as Vegas retakes the lead off of that Robert Redford touchdown run. We'll see if Matt Rage can boot the ball through the uprights for the extra point. The extra point is up and through. Everscroll by Movements blocks blue light to protect your eyes from digital screens. Don't hurt your eyes by checking out SFL action. Protect them and see every moment by using the promo code SimulationFL at purchase from MVMT.com. A portion of your purchase supports the SFL through our partnerships, Movement, premium watches, sunglasses, and accessories.
Speaking on movement, Las Vegas really moved the ball on that last drive, capitulating it with a score of a Robert Redford touchdown.
And a good return here for Baltimore as falling blockers out to the 35-yard line. Looked like it could have possibly gone for much, much more. But that is where they will set up shop at the 35, and 2 blocked punts today. Special teams being the thorn in the side for Baltimore tonight.
Well, that's just got to tell Baltimore that they've got to convert these third downs. They've been doing an okay job of it, about league average of third downs, but they need to make sure that they max protect on fourth or they can't get it done on third.
Offset I formation, good blocking in front. T-Roy, he lowers the shoulder again, getting out to the 44-yard line for a gain of 9 on the play.
We're starting to have the inklings, the little feelings that this is going to be a shootout right here. Just look at these blocks sealing off the edge. Didn't really take the best route through, but it didn't matter because if you could power through like that, you just take somebody out. Doesn't matter in the end how you get through.
You're right, though, Levon. If he had bounced it a little bit more to the outside, towards that near sideline a little bit more, he might have had more yardage to work with. But 9 yards on first down is nothing to shake a stick at as we get a look at 2nd and 1. T-Roy with another handoff, and he fumbles the football. The ball is still on the turf. Who is going to come up with it? And I think Vegas has gotten the football.
Well, it wants to highlight Warfield here, but I'm not sure why. Does he come up with it? Who does? Missed it, and it ends up in the hands of...
It's going to be Vegas.
Going to be Vegas.
Get a look at Robert Redford coming out here. The Fury doing absolutely everything they possibly can here. 2 block punts and now a fumble recovery, setting them up with good field position at the Baltimore 47. Rahman with another QB sneak, and he fumbles the football. Ball is on the turf, and Baltimore has it, I believe.
This is just why you don't run the ball with quarterbacks who can't run the ball. Just look at this here. Look at this. Someone tell me what he was doing. Oh, he tried to do the spin move I hate so much, and wham. Ball comes out.
Oh, man.
And onto the ground it goes. Nothing but vultures swarming to the ball like scavengers.
Unbelievable, man. You got to be kidding me. So back-to-back fumbles. We're just going to flip sides of the field here as Baltimore now sets up at the 44-yard line after the Thomas Rahman fumble. Dazzo under center. He's going to throw. Good pocket. He throws it to the far sideline. That's caught and tapped down at the 49-yard line.
So it is now confirmed that the recoverer of the fumble earlier was Thomas Rahman Jr.
Gotta love this crazy game we're having so far. Offset I formation for Dazzo. As he's under center, he's going to take a short drop, throw it over the middle, and he's got his man. That is the tight end, Lee Weber, coming in there and getting his first catch of the ball game. Gutsy little route over the middle.
And that's what you want your tight end to do, though. That's his job. If you're going to use him as a receiver, you understand that he's one of the larger men on the field. You want him to cut underneath routes like that and try to muscle his way through the defense like he did there.
Chilly night here in Las Vegas, 46 degrees with the wind moving north by northwest at about 6 miles an hour. So not really super windy tonight, but definitely chilly in the air as T-Roy is following blockers, sidestepping defenders, and he'll make it out to the 33-yard line.
Oh, he's not a skinny man by any means, but he had to get skinny on that play because both lines were pinching once again. Las Vegas likes to make the offensive line force themselves to pinch, and he still gets through.
And that's a key for any running back there is get skinny as he gets another handoff and another first down as the Vultures move the chains out across the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Now, that time, the line of scrimmage was won by the offensive line for once, and it gave T-Roy Gaines here an easy route to the first down. Look at this. All of that space for him was just generated by the O-line to get him through.
And Levon, I think you're right, man. I think we're going to get a back-and-forth game tonight, just going off of everything that we've seen so far. It's been absolutely incredible to watch, and we still got another half of football. 4 minutes left to go in this current half. As Dazzo's going to hand it off to T-Roy again, and Gaines gets absolutely walloped this time by Anthony Wayo coming up from his safety spot. And T-Roy is having a hard time getting up.
Ooh, even the coach can feel that. You know, Wayo's been looking for this all season long. Hit somebody like this. Look at this. Just hit him with an absolute force. Oh, you won't get me in the Pro Bowl? That's fine. I got you, fam. I got you.
And Anthony Wayo isn't a baby either. 5'11", 210. And he can absolutely thump somebody back there. So we've got backup running back Damon Morehouse in the backfield right now as we get T-Roy to the sideline and hopefully nurse his injury back to health. We'd love to see him back out there as Morehouse gets a screen on that play out to the 20-yard line. Be a 3rd and 5 coming up for the Vultures.
Well, that injury, if he does not come back into this game, is going to be a huge blow because now they do not have their key running back and they're going to have to pass the ball more. So, you know, they're going to start playing towards the remaining strengths.
3rd down, 3:30 left to go in the first half. 2 backs in the backfield, turnaround handoff. That's Morehouse who's got a 1st down. And he is out to the 14-yard line into the SFL red zone. The Vultures will move the sticks once again.
Well, this time they just had a mismatch on defense here. They saw that they were stuck in the nickel or the dime, and they just had an easy route up the middle.
Bit of an interesting formation here for the Vultures. Dazzo's going to swing it out. That's Morehouse. Throwing a stiff arm. Couldn't quite break out of the tackle there by Abner St. John as he gets dragged down after only a gain of 1.
You can just see the difference in strength here. Morehouse seems to be more of a finesse back. He got the stiff arm out and just shrugged it right off.
So a 2nd and 9 from the 13. Offset I formation. Dazzo's going to throw. He's got a good pocket. Throws it over the middle. He's got his tight end, Weber. And that's out to the 7-yard line inside the 10. 3rd and 3 coming up for the Vultures.
Yeah, this creates an interesting dilemma for Baltimore. They might still try to run it here considering the yardage situation, and they could probably scheme Morehouse into a 1st down. But they might just try to go for 6.
We'll have to see what happens on the other side of the quick 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to go here in the first half. You are watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music. Offset I formation on this 3rd and 3 for the Vultures. Dazzo's going to throw. He throws it towards the back of the end zone, tipped and incomplete. Quip Design delivers simple ways to keep your mouth healthy with timed vibrations, brush head refills for $5, refilled every 3 months. Covered for life with free shipping for life. Use the link posted in the chat, and your purchase will help support the SFL through our partnership. Quip, a more wholesome clean. Baltimore's going to line up for a field goal here. A 24-yarder should be a chip shot for Shark Tarkington.
This is just not what they wanted to come out of in this drive, and they're just going to have to settle for 3 here.
Good snap as the kick is up and through. Thought we were going to have a blocked field goal there for a hot second, but you're absolutely right, Levant. 3 points, certainly not what they wanted at the end of that drive, but able to narrow the gap to 1 is certainly a good thing. So we get a look at Quip up there. Use the link in the chat to purchase and support the SFL live on air. As Tarkington will boot the ball back to the Fury. Max Jackson, the dangerous return man, will bring it up from inside the 5, lowering his shoulder. Only makes it out to the 23-yard line. Good coverage by the Vulture team.
It's Max Jackson's favorite area to run. Every time he does get a touchdown, he scores it from the middle of the field when he returns kicks.
Looking at some scores from around the league, brought to you by ScoreStream, the official scoring app of the SFL. 21-14 your score, with Denver having a 7-point lead as Rahman throws it over to the near sideline, and that is tipped and incomplete. Oklahoma City nursing a small 3-point lead on the road against St. Louis. Right here, we've got a 14-13 ball game here in Las Vegas. Tallahassee 16-10 over the Sioux Falls Sparrows right now, and Vancouver and Queen City just getting underway there in Buffalo.
A report comes in from the sidelines. T-Roy will not be returning to the game.
That's certainly disappointing for Vulture fans, as T-Roy will be nursing his injury for the rest of the ball game as Rahman tries that route one more time, and another time Hendricks, Wild Thornberry says, no sir, not in the no-fly zone.
That's his teammate's nickname, but hey, you know, whatever works, because right now he's been putting in some work to make up for what he hasn't done in the first part of this game.
That whole secondary is just a no-fly zone. You don't want to throw it on these guys. As Rahman throws it again on third down, and it could have been picked off as Giovanni Bolt comes over, and that's the side I was more aiming towards. That's the Baltimore triangle there between Kaz McFly, Amon, the Great Takes, and Giovanni Bolt, all three Pro Bowlers from Baltimore last season.
Bolt just came in like lightning to stop that. He was nowhere involved in the play and somehow zipped right through and slapped that away.
So McRack is going to punt the ball away deep in his own territory. Baltimore content to set up the return. Fielded at about the 35-yard line, going the wrong way is Daley Holder, and they will mark him down right at the 35-yard line. All three timeouts for both teams, as we've got just inside a minute and a half left to go in the first half.
It's arguable that he was actually trying to take it to the outside. It just didn't work there.
So we'll see if Baltimore can take the lead going into the half, down by 1. I formation for Dazzo and company. Dazzo's going to hand it off to Morehouse as he gets stood up right at the line of scrimmage, and that will be a gain of maybe 6 inches.
That right there is more of a pure lightning blitz. Wild came in and just stuffed it.
Clock continuing to roll as we reach a minute here to go in the first half. Morehouse with another carry. Filling in for the injured T-Roy Gaines as Baltimore calls their first timeout to freeze the clock at 58 seconds on a third down.
Wow, it's just a vital time for Baltimore to figure out. At third and medium situations, they're probably going to pass, and it's just a matter of how.
This place is going wild here in Vegas as the blitz is coming. Dazzo throws it to the near sideline, juggled and incomplete. Bishop Warfield could not quite reel that pass in, and Baltimore's going to have to punt it away. Vegas will get another shot here before the half.
The pressure was coming hard and fast at Dazzo there, and he just sipped a bullet. It was probably too fast for Warfield to handle. I can't blame him for bobbling the pass there.
So Gates is going to come back out for another punt. We'll see if they're going to block this one. They almost do. Fielded at about the 25-yard line out to the 27 is Max Jackson. I don't know about you, Levon, but I was holding my breath on that one, man.
I was too, and it's one of the strengths of this Las Vegas team. They put a lot of emphasis on special teams. They have very good returnmen. They have very good gunners, as we've seen all day. They've been really getting close to blocking everything they see. They lead in, putting the offenses in bad field position. They're really good at that.
Robert Redford following his blockers, lowering his shoulder and knocking out defenders as he makes it out to the 35-yard line. 2nd and 2 coming up here for Vegas.
And when you have players like Robert Redford who could just gain you just monumental amounts of yardage on the ground, and you can also control the clock, it's a very interesting style of play, and it leads them to victories.
Rahman's going to throw here on 2nd and 2. He throws it across the middle, and that's caught by Blades. Now they're going to go a little bit of no huddle with about 3 seconds left to go. Now Vegas will burn their first timeout. A little bit of curious clock management, but with the lead going into halftime, not a huge deal as we get a look at head coach John Bond there on the sideline.
I mean, this drive has had a bit of strange clock management, but the whole game has been dictated by the hidden, the hidden truths of football, making the clock work against Baltimore and basically making special teams the key of the game so far for them.
3rd and short here. 3 seconds left to go. Not quite within Hail Mary range, so we'll see what Vegas will decide to do. Another quick handoff here to Redford, who gets absolutely bottled up in the backfield. And that brings us to the end of the first half. A wild first half here in Vegas as the Fury hold a 1-point lead over the visiting Baltimore Vultures. We will bring up the 2K Sports halftime show, get a look at all the first half stats and highlights. We will join you here on the other side in the second half. You're watching the SFL on YouTube, presented by APM Music. Heading back inside Silver State Stadium here in Las Vegas, Nevada. A chilly night here in Vegas. 46 degrees. Not real windy, nice and calm. But the game on the football field has not been calm. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Eric Vincent, alongside Levant Mercer and Max Sabin on stats tonight. As we've got the ball teed up by Matt Rage, the Fury will kick things off as Baltimore deferred the coin toss. Fielded from inside the 5-yard line is Apollo, and he will bring it out to the 23-yard line. So 2 blocked punts by Vegas. T-Roy Gaines is hurt. He has back spasms and won't return. Back and forth fumbles. I mean, what else can we find from this game tonight, Levant?
It's some big plays as well, like a rushing touchdown, a big play by Warfield earlier.
And there's the backup running back Morehouse getting a good run on first down there, out to the 30-yard line. 2nd and 3 coming up here.
And this right here is actually pretty interesting. There's the same type of tale from the first half of the running game here. Just shrug someone off, and just great blocks ahead of him. Morehouse is helping him, ease the loss of gains so far with his play.
2nd and 3 coming up here. 2 backs in the backfield for Dazzo. He's under center. Dazzo's going to hand it off to Morehouse, and Morehouse gets bottled up right at the line of scrimmage. The Vegas Fury defense was ready for it as Max Jackson comes up and makes the stop, along with Warsaw. So now a 3rd and short, same basic formation. Dazzo's going to throw this time. He's in trouble, and he goes down. Mike Fats Johnson getting in there and getting the sack. Loss of 5 on the play. As we get another look here, Levant.
You just know it's a mistake to leave him unblocked. Look, sheds the blocker and takes him down for the sack. It's just, the same song and dance we always listen to.
So not a good start as a 3 and out is forced upon Baltimore. Already 2 block punts for Baltimore today. Is there a 3rd? There is! 3 block punts in one game. Are you kidding me? Down at the 14-yard line, and Vegas will take over again.
Special teams, once again, coming up and making big plays.
I don't think we've ever had 3 blocked punts in one game. I would have to get that from headquarters, but I am almost certain there has not been 3 block punts in one game from the same team. As Redford gets a handoff and lowers his shoulder as he's dragged down at the 7-yard line inside the SFL red zone. 2nd and 3 coming up.
I guess they're all Everscroll blocks, multiple of the game.
Oh, yes, sir.
They've been key. They have been key so far for Las Vegas.
3 punt blocks, absolutely unbelievable. I still can't wrap my grape around that one. I formation for Thomas Rahman as he's under center. Redford in the backfield. Redford's going to get the handoff. He runs it right up the middle and lowers his shoulder again. Rest in peace, Tony Willis.
It's just like somehow you just know you have to get 2 or 3 tacklers on him because a single man right there is just putting him in Death Valley.
So that moves the chains. 1st and goal from the 1. Looking like a passing formation here as Rahman is going to throw. He's got a good pocket. Throws it over the middle. Got his man. Touchdown.
Well, hold on to your grapes and all the rest of the fruit because, man, special teams has led every drive for Las Vegas to score on. Look at this. All the time in the world for Rahman. Just soup wide open. Absolutely nothing. No one in the vicinity.
Brett Funk with a touchdown pass there. As Matt Rage will line up for the extra point to take an 8-point lead. Still, unbelievably, only a 1-possession ball game. Kick is up and through, so it is an 8-point ball game. Still a 1-possession game, 21-13 the score, as Brett Funk adds another touchdown pass to his resume for tonight. And you said it, Levant, all the blocks have set up these points for Las Vegas, and an absolutely unbelievable performance by their special teams unit tonight.
It's usually not something that is heralded in football often. You sometimes get a return touchdown or something, but multiple blocked kicks is just something you never see.
And Cody Apollo for the Vultures is going to bring it out to the 28-yard line where Baltimore will take over once again. It's getting to the point that they can't punt anymore. Like there's no reason to punt anymore because they cannot stop the Vegas special teams unit tonight.
They just need to put themselves in positions to avoid 4th down.
We'll see if they can do that here. Dazzo in an offset eye. He'll hand it off to Morehouse, who has blockers along the far sideline. First down yardage out to the 40-yard line of Baltimore. Good first play there on this possession.
Now I hear, murmurings in the chat that they might be dead without T-Roy. I don't see that. Look at this. With the blocks ahead of him, any running back with blocks like that ahead of him can do well. You have to understand, last season, King Jack Washington filled in for someone who got injured and did a good job. So, you can't really ever, feel like these backups can't come in and contribute.
Certainly can't count them out again. One possession ball game here for Baltimore. If they can get things going as Daley Holder gets a catch, he'll get a gain of 7 out to the 47-yard line as the clock continues to tick down underneath 7.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Dazzo again with an offset eye. He'll take a really short drop. He'll swing it out to Morehouse, who's got no one around him. And he'll get a first down out across midfield. Actually, I beg your pardon. That is the fullback, Chad Morgan, with the catch tonight.
You have to also understand Thomas Paternetti's and Tim Johnson's ability to scheme their players in position to make plays.
Battle of two 1-0 teams. Who's going to come out on top at the end of the evening? Dazzo going to throw over the middle, and that's incomplete.
You would have wanted Abner St. John to come down with the interception, but that just has been the plague for linebackers who aren't named Chuck Walsall. They tend to not come down with it.
So a 2nd and 10 now from the 46 of Vegas. Morehouse in the backfield. Dazzo's going to throw. Pressure is coming. He's shuffling around to the pocket. Throws across his body. Somehow finds Warfield at the opposite end and converts the first down.
You're a veteran quarterback like Dazzo. Sometimes when plays break down, you gotta keep them alive, and he's got to get out of the pocket a little bit and look back downfield to see whether anyone was open. He found his man and zipped it to him.
Yeah, but this is quarterback 101 here, Levant. You don't throw across your body over to the other side. That's begging to get picked off, and somehow he converts it here. First and
Matt
10.
Wilson does it all the time.
That's true. Morehouse gets gobbled up right at the line of scrimmage on first down. Warsaw with the tackle, and you're absolutely right, and that's why Matt Wilson's a Hall of Famer. But maybe Mike Dazzo will be along the way for a Hall of Fame induction. We'll have to see. Two backs in the backfield now for Dazzo. Morehouse with another handoff. He'll get a couple more on that play and make it out to the 31-yard line. But this running game just has not been the same since T-Roy left and went to the sidelines with back spasms. He'll be out for the rest of the game if you're just joining us.
It's arguable. T-Roy is the better back. That's why he starts. But Morehouse has been producing, at least on an average replacement rate so far.
He has been serviceable. I certainly can't deny that. As he gets another hand off here and goes nowhere. The Vegas Fury defense was ready for that. Warsaw with another tackle and another 4th down for Baltimore. Although we're within Shark Tarkington's range, we'll see him come out for a field goal attempt. This one will be from about 46 yards.
Let's see how aggressive Las Vegas wants to attack this kick here.
Good snap, kick up and away, and it is through from 46 yards. Nailed from Shark Tarkington as the lead is now cut down to 5.
Well, it's more of a game now. Tarkington just had an easy route there. It died out a little bit at the end, as we can see, but it was still an easy enough kick for him.
Certainly probably could have made it from about 50. Looks like he had at least a few more yards on the end of that one, but still good nonetheless. 21-16 your score as the Vegas Fury still hold a 5-point lead. They will get the ball back as Max Jackson fields it from inside his 5. Following blockers out to the 26-yard line, and that's where the Fury will take over once again. It seems every time they've had a little bit of a lengthier field position to start drives off, they don't convert anything, but they block a punt or they get a fumble or something like that, they're able to score right off of them.
That's just a difference turnovers make. You win the field position battle, you usually win the game.
Rahman changing things up. He's going to hand it off to Redford, who's been unbelievable in this game from a running standpoint as he throws another vicious stiff arm. Kate with the tackle there, and a gain of 3 on the play.
Just absolutely nothing you can do. If you send just one guy to tackle Robert Redford, you're making a mistake. Most expecting Redford to run, so when Rahman runs it, he just runs right into the inside blitz.
Empty set now for Rahman. Blitz is coming, and he's going to go down. Sack on the play by Baltimore, and they're going to get the ball back.
Now, these lightning blitzes off the edge right here, this is another pure lightning blitz because it's a safety, comes down, splits right through, and just takes him down. Seems like on this play, he was used in the linebacker slot. Not as...
Felix Maryland, one of the extra safeties, the one getting in there with the sack, so a good defensive play by Baltimore will force a Dustin McRack punt. We'll see if Baltimore will come after this. They haven't all day, and they won't tonight, or they won't on this play, excuse me. Fielded from about the 40-yard line is Daley Holder, and he'll bring it up to the 45-yard line. Still good field position here for the Vultures as they can retake the lead with a touchdown here.
It's just going to be a little harder to balance out their offense, but I'm sure that they have a chance to read what is going on.
Vulture fans still positive in the chat. Looking over there, social media Vulture is celebrating. They're still in this, but Dazzo is going down, and that's Fats Johnson again with another sack.
And disguising the zone blitz on that play, but sometimes all of that doesn't matter when you have Fats Johnson coming in and eating him up.
Just a short loss on the play, so a 2nd and 13 coming up, but a sack nonetheless for Johnson. Dazzo, good pocket. He'll throw it deep over the middle, just a little bit too far, intended for Bishop Warfield on the play.
Not entirely so sure that Bishop Warfield would have ended up with the reception either way. Wiles seemed to have been bearing down on him like he did Weber earlier.
So 3rd and 13, the Vultures in trouble here. Crowd's getting loud and on their feet here in Vegas at Silver State Stadium. High snap, Dazzo takes it, throws it quickly over the middle of the field into double coverage and incomplete. Could have easily been picked off and going the other way by Thomas Rahman Jr. That would have been his first interception as an SFL player, but it falls to the ground. And we'll see if Baltimore can get this punt off.
They've had a hard time of it, and now that they're in 4th down again, they might just have to start max protecting these punts. But that is risky because that leaves Max Jackson with a lot of room to run.
Another punt block coming and almost got there again. Jackson fielded at about the 20-yard line. He'll bring it out to the 25. So we'll see the Vegas Fury offense come out again. Still 2:19 left to go in the 3rd quarter. What do you think they need to do in order to get in the end zone once again?
What they would need to do, just quite honestly, just start going to the air and opening up running lanes for another Redford touchdown.
Blitz is coming, and another QB sneak This play has not been successful tonight as Dazzo wraps him up in the backfield. Loss of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 12 coming up.
And quite honestly, I don't want to say it, but stop doing that.
That would certainly be a good step in the right direction, right? Five-point lead for the Fury, 2nd and 12 from the 23. Rahman throws it quickly to the far sideline. Got his feet in bounds for a 5-yard gain. And that's another catch there by Brett Funk.
All right, there's just a quick out. And those tend to work on those sorts of cover 3 base defenses that teams like to employ.
Bunch wide receivers towards the bottom of the screen. Redford in the backfield. Rahman's going to throw it far. Led him just a little bit too far there. Blades made the catch, but out of bounds. It's going to be 4th down. And we're just swapping punts here in the 3rd quarter, it seems. Dustin McRack lining up for another punt here. Baltimore is coming after the punt this time. Didn't quite get there. Fielded at about the 30-yard line is Daly Holder, and they will mark him down at the 31 after forward progress. So back and forth we go. Dazzo going to come out for another possession here. T-Roy Gaines knocked out of the ballgame with back spasms. Damon Morehouse is the backup filling in. He's been doing just fine. It's certainly not the running back that you would expect to be on the bench. There certainly is the running back you would expect to see on the bench. Excuse me. Dazzo under center. He'll flick it out to the fullback pretty quickly there. He'll get a gain of 3 on the play as Anthony Wyo comes in and makes the stop. Two backs in the backfield now for Baltimore. Handoff to Morehouse, and Morehouse gets stacked up right at the line. The Fury defense is all over it as Abner St. John comes up from his linebacker spot to make the play.
That's just right there. You're just looking at the lack of production you're getting out of your running back now. Now, not having gains is hurting them.
Dazzo's going to throw deep, and he's got his man, Bishop Warfield. No one is around him. Max Jackson isn't going to catch up to him, and Baltimore's going to score and take the lead.
Well, they just played too softly on defense there. They once again tried to cover underneath, and then you just see Itera just gets burnt on this play, and that's it. That's absolutely it. And like a rocket, he's gone.
It looked like Itera was biting on the underneath coverage there. I think you hit the nail on the head there. But Warfield just too fast, able to zorch right on past him. And it looks like they will go for the extra point here and elect not to go for 2. Maybe a little too early to go for 2 and make it 3 points here. Tarkington with a good hold, and he boots it through, so a 2-point lead for the Vultures as they retake the lead. And they've been putting up all the offensive stats on the board, and yet Vegas has held the lead for the majority of the game.
Well, what's weird is that Vegas has been in the lead by virtue of just wonderful field position created by turnovers, but their offense itself outside of a Robert Redford touchdown has not performed up to standard to keep Baltimore at bay.
Vicious hit there. That was a heck of a hit by the special teams. Matt Simmons coming in there making a big hit. And it looks like we got a little fire underneath this Vulture team now.
Well, they're in the lead, and, you know, they really need to preserve it, so I can see them coming with some pressure here.
Baltimore look like they're stacking the box here. One safety high. Rahman's going to throw. Blitz is coming. He'll throw it towards the near sideline, and that's caught by Blades as he crosses the first down yardage as Giovanni Bolt brings him down.
Just right here, you know, that's what happens when you have such a blitz. You leave one-on-one coverage on the outside, and, you know, sometimes the receiver's just too good, and look at that.
And that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter here. We've got a nice back-and-forth ball game here tonight, folks. Glad to have you along with us. 23-21, your score as Baltimore retakes the lead just before the end of the third quarter. You're watching the Simulation Football League, a presentation of APM Music. Single back this time for Rahman and company. Redford is the single back. He'll throw it towards the near sideline. Tipped, and it's intercepted. Going the other way is Tony Willis. He's got to push the speed out to the 38-yard line. And that is where Baltimore will take over this time.
This time he just undersells his receiver, just throws it underneath, and then they just played volleyball with it, ping pong, and gone.
Hendricks Thornberry there with the deflection. Tipped it right over to his mate, Tony Willis. And off to the races he goes. Out to the 38-yard line of Vegas. And that is exactly what Baltimore needed to kind of lengthen this lead that they have. Hand off to Morehouse, and Morehouse gets destroyed at the line of scrimmage there. Good play by Abner St. John as he enjoys the crowd noise. No gain on the last play. 2nd and 10 from the 37. Offset I formation for Dazzo. Dazzo's going to hand it off again. This time he gets a little bit more from Morehouse, and he'll make it out to the 34-yard line. It'll still be a 3rd and 7 for the Vultures coming up here. So we get a look at Warfield's numbers. He has been extremely productive today. 5 catches, 144 yards, and a touchdown. As Dazzo's going to throw to the near sideline. He's got Warfield again! Down at the 1-yard line, where it's going to set up a 1st and goal for Baltimore.
Well, this time he just made his best OBJ impression. It was on a 50-50 ball. Just absolutely just stole it from Montero. Just look at it again. Right here. Look at this man. Yoink. Huh, you thought. And Warfield almost got the touchdown at the end of it.
All 6-3 of them going up and making that play there. 1st and goal from the 1 for Baltimore. Can they punch it in here without T-Roy Gaines? This is his wheelhouse. But we've got Morehouse in the backfield. We'll see if he'll get the handoff. He does, and he won't get in the end zone. He'll be stopped right at the goal line. 2nd and goal coming up here.
That's very arguable, and we have a man down on the field.
Yeah, it looks like one of the defensive ends, Harley Stone, a little bit slow to get up. Let's take another look here.
It just seems like he landed right on his leg, and someone's probably stepped on the inside of his kneecap there at the end of the play.
Certainly hope he's all right as he runs off to the sideline to get looked at. Full house formation here for Baltimore. We'll see if they'll hand it off to Morehouse. They do. Morehouse trying to follow blockers. He'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Oh, whoever said that they were going to really be in trouble without Gaines probably are all silenced now as Morehouse goes in for the touchdown. This crowd is now absolutely silent. You hear it dying in the background behind me. I hear myself so much clearer now.
Right, I can actually hear myself think. It's incredible. Tarkington going to line up for the extra point here to make it a 9-point lead. Very important extra point. We've seen 3 blocked punts. Can we see a blocked extra point? A funky snap there, but able to get it down, and it's up and through. So it is a 9-point ball game, make it a 2-possession ball game. 30-21 now your score in favor of the Vultures off of the Tony Willis interception, courtesy of Hendricks Wild Thornberry volleyball tipping it back over to him.
It's just the pure value of teamwork on plays sometimes.
Tarkington boots it downfield to Max Jackson. Fields it inside the 5. He'll bring it upfield. Going the wrong way now as he gets dragged down at the 23-yard line. It really is insane to think about this, but there have been 3 blocked punts by the Vegas Fury special teams. And they are down by 9 points.
It just seems that now their apparent anemic play on offense outside of the running game just seems to have been their crutch so far for them today.
Rahman's going to throw. He'll check it down to Redford as he gets gobbled up in the backfield. Amon Takes getting in there with the stop. You're watching the Simulation Football League, presented by, in part, by MediaTek Institute. MeUndies. Movement. As we get set for a 2nd and 12 from the 21. Rahman's going to throw again. Blitz is coming. He'll throw to the far sideline, which is incomplete. He was looking for Blades, but the pass falls incomplete. It was probably leading him a little bit too far out of bounds as we get a look at Kaz McFly here.
Once again, he's trying to throw into the no-fly zone, cuts in underneath, and there's absolutely no play on the ball he could make. Now watch how much recovery he has here. He has 4 steps. He was beaten by 4 steps, got all of them back, got back in front of the receiver, and knocked him and the ball out of bounds.
So it's now a 3rd and 12. Thomas Rahman only with 76 yards on the night passing. 2 touchdowns and an interception. As Rahman's going to throw again. He throws it over to the middle of the field, and that's caught. Blades with the catch, and that will bring up his total to 91 yards on the night. As we get another look here, Lamont.
This time he just puts it only where he could grab it. Now it's a bit low, and this shows the extreme just amount of skill that Funk has or was it Funk? It was Blades. That Blades has to just really hold on to that ball because it seemed to be coming loose.
Got bunch wide receivers towards the top of the screen. Redford in the backfield on a single back formation. He'll get the handoff, and the Vultures defense was ready for him. As we get a look at Harley Stone, who will be out for the rest of the game with a pulled calf muscle.
Well, both teams now have 1 man down.
Single back formation again for Rahman. Has time. He'll throw it over the middle. That's caught. Looks like he got one of his tight ends on that route there. Kurt Kling with the catch. And that'll be a 3rd and manageable coming up here.
That's his first contribution of the day at a key 2nd and long situation, making it probably a Robert Redford run, hopefully, for Las Vegas.
And as you mentioned, Redford being the only bright spot here. 62 yards on the ground and a touchdown. We'll see if he gets a handoff here. He does as he lowers the shoulder and gets 1st down yardage.
Like, all I heard that play was just a resounding crunch at the end of that. You just hear it every time he gets the ball. Someone just gets smacked.
That'll extend the drive. Good, hard-fought running for Robert Redford tonight. Rahman's in the gun. He'll throw. No, he'll run, and he fumbles the football again! Did Baltimore jump on top of it?
I will have to say so, yes. And my head is in my hands right now. Let's look at this again. This is the 4th time they called it. It has gone for 3 negative tackles for loss and 2 fumbles so far. Why do they continue to go back for it?
Absolutely unbelievable. Second lost fumble today for Rahman as Baltimore will now take over. I formation for Dazzo. Dazzo's going to throw. He'll swing it out to Morehouse, who gets stopped right at the line of scrimmage by Max Jackson. Good open field tackle by the safety.
All right, they're just going for absolutely nowhere, and there's just a coverage play. Nothing downfield. You have to go to your check down, and Morehouse just could not get around Jackson.
Two backs in the backfield now for Dazzo. He'll turn around and hand it off to Morehouse. He gets a good chunk of yards there. Out to the 49-yard line. It'll be a 3rd and 6 coming up as we get a look at the stats from both starting running backs tonight.
So, strangely enough, I counted the amount of men in the box before the play started. There were 10 men in the box. Statistically, this should not have been a 4-yard gain, and somehow Morehouse was able to find 4 yards somewhere.
Only 3 down linemen this time for Vegas. Dazzo's in the gun. Blitz is coming. Picked up nicely. Throws it over the middle. It's picked off. Max Jackson with the pick, and he just skied up into the air to get this one. Look at this, Levant.
This man just played center field right here. Took it away like it was a home run ball. Just jumped up and just got his, he just had some. All right, let's put it this way. That man has some hops.
Well, he's certainly not short on the height either. 6'3", as he's able to use all 6'3" to go up and get it as Rahman runs the ball again after losing the football on the previous drive. And he'll bring it out to the 31-yard line. Only a gain of 1 on the play. Tackled by Abraham.
All right, I'm continuing to track this play. It's been called 5 or 6 times. This is the first time it's gained yards.
That's a woof. 3 wide receivers towards the bottom of the screen. Redford the single back. He'll get the handoff. And he'll get maybe a couple yards as he's dragging defenders out to the 34-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd and 5 for the Fury.
3rd and 5. Now, in 3rd and medium situations, you have your whole playbook available to you. Let's see what they call.
Rahman's going to pass. Blitz is coming. Throws it over the middle, and he somehow completes it to his wide receiver there. Blades with the reception, and the first down markers are being moved. 1st and 10 now from the 48 as we go no huddle here. Rahman's going to throw again. Blitz is coming. He'll throw it deep towards the near sideline, and it's caught by Brett Funk. I was expecting an interception going the other way, but Brett Funk with the incredible catch, and he'll be dragged down into the SFL red zone at the 11.
Well, they tested the no-fly zone again, but you can't stop the Funk right here. And here we go. And it's time to dance. Down the field, down near inside the 20 now are the Las Vegas Fury. Great play by Funk to just absolutely decimate his cover guy there, Thornberry.
So now a 1st and 10 from the 11. Bunched wide receivers towards the top of the screen. Redford the single back. Rahman's going to throw again. He's going to throw it towards the back of the end zone. It's double coverage and incomplete. It was almost another tip and pick, courtesy of Wild Thornberry once again.
That was a very questionable decision by the quarterback. As we see this play develop, there was an open man on the outside. That was number 16, Brett Funk. Once again, open, didn't throw to him.
Same formation for the Fury. 4 down linemen for the Vultures. Rahman's going to swing it out on a screen pass. No one's around him, and Redford gets it in the end zone. Touchdown, Las Vegas.
When in doubt, read it out. You got Robert Redford out here on a check down. No one's open downfield, and it was easy pickings right here. Let's look at it again. Right here, just gives it back to the best performing member of the offense so far today, and gives him his second touchdown.
Redford easily able to beat Pete Lloyd to the pylon there as he gets into the end zone for a touchdown. This is an important extra point here from Matt Rage, as this will narrow the gap to 2. And the kick is up and through, so your score 30-28 in favor of the visiting Vultures. 4:05 left to go in the ball game. Baltimore getting the ball back. All 3 timeouts on both sides. And buckle up here, Levant. Let's see what we got in store for the last 4:05.
It's time to see how great these teams are at the 4-minute offense, defense, and the 2-minute drills, respectively, because that's all we've got left here in the 4th.
Fielded from inside the 5 is Apollo. He's following his blockers, and he will get dropped at the 25-yard line. Once again, T-Roy Gaines knocked out in the first half due to back spasms. Damon Morehouse, his replacement, who has been serviceable but not anywhere near the back that T-Roy Gaines is. Dazzo being forced to go to the air a little bit more often than he would have liked, tossing for over 300 yards and 2 touchdowns, along with an interception. He'll hand it off to Morehouse on this play here, who gets about maybe a yard as he gets knocked down by Fats Johnson.
Alternately, for Las Vegas, they had lost their starting defensive end, Hartley Stone, who has been replaced by Byron Lewis.
So 2 backs in the backfield for Dazzo, who's under center. Handoff to Morehouse, following his blockers, trying to get skinny, and gets out to the 30-yard line, where it'll bring up a 3rd and 6 coming up for Baltimore.
If I'm Las Vegas, and I'm probably expecting a pass here, you don't want to go prevent, obviously, but you want to at least cover the over-the-top routes. That's where you've been beaten so far today. It cannot continue covering underneath.
Bunch of wide receivers towards the bottom of your screen there. One-on-one coverage towards the top. He'll go that way to Warfield. Warfield able to get the catch, but not cross the first down threshold. It'll be 4th and 1 coming up, as Warfield's numbers are just absolutely insane for tonight.
Not only that, but at least on this play, I don't foresee them challenging it on this play, because as he was making the grab, he was dipping away from the marker.
And Levant, let's watch this punt here. They've blocked 3 already tonight. Are they going to block a 4th? No, they weren't even close this time. Max Jackson with the punt return there. He'll bring it out to the 36-yard line with 2:46 left to go for the Vegas Fury to work with.
Well, we got to see whether Rahman and Redford have enough magic in them for the last 3 minutes of this game.
Two backs in the backfield for the Fury. Rahman's going to be under center. A lot of defenders in the box for Baltimore, and they're able to stack up Robert Redford right at the line of scrimmage. Good call on defense by the Vultures as they stop Redford for no gain.
They're going to need to start going further downfield with the passing game, because time is not on their side, being behind. Field goal will at least put them in the lead, but they always want 6.
Clock ticking down towards the quick 2-minute warning. We'll get one more play before then, at least. Rahman with a deep drop. Pressure coming. He'll throw it over the middle, and he's got his man. Past the safety is the tight end. And that was Kurt Kling again with another catch, and that one was a big-time catch.
Just clung right onto him, but let's look at Rahman here. You got to give it up to his poise in the pocket. Saw the blitz coming, saw his open man downfield, and got it to him. And that's all you can ever ask for out of a quarterback.
And that brings us to the quick 2-minute warning. You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music. on YouTube. (30-28) your score in favor of the Vultures. The Fury with the ball here. As we see the other side of the 2-minute warning, Robert Redford with a catch coming out of the backfield, stiff-arming defenders, and he'll bring it out to the 20-yard line where Baltimore will burn their first time out. Quip Design delivers simple ways to keep your mouth healthy with time vibrations, brush head refills for $5, refilled every 3 months. Covered for life with free shipping for life. Use the link posted in the chat, and your purchase will help support the SFL through our partnership. Quip, a more wholesome clean. And Robert Redford just doing them dirty there. He's certainly not wholesome or clean on that run there. Just throwing defenders to the turf, Levant.
You know who needs to be covered for life? Defenders who have to go face Robert Redford, honestly. They're going to need some protection for what he does to them.
So the Fury in business here from the 20-yard line of Baltimore. Hand off to Redford. Big hole up the middle, and oh my God, what a big tackle. Woo! Did he go down like a ton of bricks. Baltimore burns another timeout here.
Well, when you hit hard like he does, you have to expect a different level of frustration and aggression coming right back at you. And you know he's a tough lad, so he takes those hits all the time.
2nd and 5, 1:51 frozen on the clock here. 1 timeout left for Baltimore. Trying to keep the Fury out of the end zone here and off the scoreboard as they burn their last time out here with a 3rd and 2 upcoming.
Now you don't want to do anything silly here on offense because a field goal at least puts you in the lead. It's a slim lead, but you don't want to go for the big lead and then have it taken away from you. You just got to play it safe here, get your first down if you can, or just kick the field goal.
First down will pretty much seal it right here. 3rd and 2, but Rahman's going to throw. He'll throw it over the middle, and he's got the first down. Out to the 4-yard line where it's going to be a 1st and goal. Baltimore has no way to stop the clock. So as long as they get on the scoreboard, the Fury are going to win the ball game.
They need to protect the ball better. Just don't run it with Rahman, you're fine.
Bunched wide receivers towards the top of the screen. Rahman under center. Letting that play clock tick down. Now under 10. Finally snaps it with 2 on the play clock. He'll throw it towards the back of the end zone. Tip it in, incomplete. That'll stop the clock with 1:03 there as he was looking towards the back of the end zone. Good coverage by the Vulture secondary.
I just feel like that pass was questionable. You have Robert Redford running a wheel route and with open daylight in front of him. You don't pass it to him and you put it in traffic. That's highly questionable. But they get a 2nd down. They get another chance.
1:03 frozen on the clock. Rahman under center. He'll hand it off to Redford. Redford following his blockers. Baltimore eventually knocks him down shy of the end zone. As we get a look at Redford's numbers there, 90 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day as the clock continuing to tick away with a 3rd down coming up.
Now you got to manage your clock effectively here because at this point you could probably bleed the clock just enough to get the field goal off. You got to be very careful here what you want to do.
Rahman in the gun. Pro set. Play clock under 10. Third and goal from the 2. Snaps it with 2 seconds left to go. Rahman's going to run, and he gets absolutely walloped before he hits the end zone there. Baltimore still with no way to stop the clock. Keeps him out of the end zone. So it all comes down to Matt Rage.
Las Vegas needs to call a timeout.
Vegas burns the timeout here. 3 seconds left to go.
That was something I was very fearful for. They did run it with Rahman again, and I was almost expecting a 3rd fumble, but luckily it did not come back to bite them, and they were able to get to 4th down safely to get this field goal off and possibly take this home.
So will the Vegas Fury go 2-0? It all rests on the foot of Matt Rage. 21 yards, the attempt here. The snap is good. Kick up and away. It is through. 1 second left on the clock. And the Vegas Fury have taken a 1-point lead and will walk out of here with a victory.
There is one last thing that has to be done. And let's see if Holder can take this to the house or Baltimore's day is done and we are going home.
Well, it's actually Cody Apollo that's going to be back there returning the kick. So we'll see what Apollo can do as Rage boots it down the field. From the goal line, Cody Apollo following his blockers, and he will get nailed at the 21-yard line, and Vegas comes out with a 1-point victory over the visiting Baltimore Vultures, who gave them absolutely everything they had, as we get a look at the 2K Sports postgame show.
Well, this right here is just quite honestly the tale of turnovers and just somehow getting all of those points. About 21 points have come from the back end of great special teams play by Las Vegas, and that in the end was the difference of the day for them.
Absolutely. As we get a look at the stats and highlights here, under 100 yards of total offense in the first half there originally for the Vegas Fury, as they come out with Fury and eventually get a 1-point victory here. Honestly, it was the turnovers that kept the Vultures in the ball game here, Levant.
Yes, and oddly enough, strange play calling from Las Vegas throughout, sometimes on offense, but in the end, all those weird just quarterback running plays that they tried to employ in the end did not come back to bite them, as they still come up on top.
Absolutely. As we get a look at the schedule coming up for Week 3, Baltimore will return home and take on the Sioux Falls Sparrows from Vultures Field. And the Fury, it appears, are going to have a bye week in Week 3, an early on bye week to look forward to rest up and get healthy. Levant, any more final thoughts before we let the people go?
Well, with that bye week, they should really think about trying to take that one out of their playbook. But with that does it for me and Eric Vincent. Thank you all.
Absolutely. And on behalf of Levant Mercer, Max Saban on Stats Tonight, my name is Eric Vincent. Want to thank you guys for coming out and joining us for this presentation of the Simulation Football League, brought to you by APM Music. Thanks for tuning in tonight, and you guys have a great night. Be sure to tune in to both YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and Instagram, and follow Simulation FL on all of those platforms. Good night.